will check in 20 seconds. I started that.
And once of character, our behavior, our conduct are perfect, none can excel you. Ten of you go to village for service. How should you conduct yourself in a village? You should be very smart. You should maintain peace there. You should be smiling. You can smile, but you should not laugh. You should not talk loudly, disturbing their environment. The locals will think the rowdy gang is there in their village. They will be fierce with it. You should not get a bad name. You should go humility. Go towards humility. You should not talk loudly and you should never have bad names. Start working there. When once you start working, you don't need to speak. The one who talks will not work. The one who works will not talk. The mind is truth. The true worker will not talk. Because if he talks, he will not work. So we should start a new chapter and learn how to live hereafter.
Oh Om Sri Sai Ram. After such a beautiful bhajans, we have one more beautiful program also coming up. I was just thinking how to introduce this guest. So, while looking at the Swami's video on the character, correct, one of the central message what he gave is, less talk, more work. Alternatively, the silent workers, correct, who are Swami's favorite. So, we have one more guest today, Mr. Dr. Ravi, Dabir. He is here today. A brief intro for him. He was practicing the dentistry in the Baldwin, New York area for last 40 years actually. This is the selfless service for his lifetime actually. He has given for Swami. He has retired now and now moved back to Bharti in India. He is a former head of department in dental department at the SSSGC General Hospital, and currently also is the chairperson of the dental department. Many of you may not know, he is also instrumental in mobilizing devotees to set up the mobile hospitals in Bharti, in Karnataka, as well as in other areas as well. Without further ado, I request Dr. Ravi Dabir to come and address the audience. Thank you.
Okay, happy journey.
Sairam. On behalf of all of you and people watching on the webcast and myself, I offer our humble pranams at our divine lotus feet at Bhagwan Sri Sati Sai Baba's. Swami, take my hand. Jesus, take my hand. Dear Lord, take my hand. Take my I'll never forget you. Always be with me. Dear Lord, take my hand. Take my hand and lead the way. Your guide and protector, mother and father, dear Lord, take my hand and lead the way. Teach me loving service, peace and contentment, dear Lord, take my hand and lead the way. Swami, take my hand. Jesus, take my hand. Dear Lord, take my hand and lead the way. Swami's hands is always available. We have to stretch our hands, our clean hands. How can we cleanse our hands? By serving Him. And all of us know, and all of us heard before, and renowned speaker, Sachdev and Arun, they have said it, that Bhagwan's love is bigger than the universe. we have to follow his simple teachings. There are so many Vahinis, so many Satya Sai speaks, volumes of them, but everything boils down to just few sentences. Help ever, hurt never, love all, serve all. If we follow these simple things, I think our hands will get cleansed. Sai is all in all of us. He is above us, besides us, behind us, in front of us, and all around us. Our introduction to Bhagwan was way back in 1948. I was not even born then. My parents and our whole family was fortunate to come under his umbrella. My parents met Bhagwan for the first time in 1948 in a person's house called Divan Purnaya. Divan Purnaya was a minister in the Maharajas of Mysore cabinet. So they were flabbergasted. They just didn't know who this gentleman, who this boy was. And he was sitting on the throne, in the chair, and everybody was sitting around him, and he was giving adhyatmic discourses. At the end of 2 hours or 3 hours, Swami told my father, and of course Dr. Padmanabhan, I guess everybody knows, and my mother and Dr. Padmanabhan's wife, he said, all of you come to Puttaparthi. Neither did any of them know where Puttaparthi was. Bangalore to Puttaparthi is only around 85-90 miles. And back then, the journey was not very comfortable. It was not at all comfortable. It was a real tedious journey. So my parents agreed, Dr. Padmanabhan agreed, and said, let's all go to Puttaparthi for Dasara. And you have to take a train from Bangalore to Penagonda, which is about 60 miles or so. And it used to take almost 5-6 hours. You know, if you stop like this, the train would stop in the middle of the journey, and people can get in and get out. So they reached Penagonda around midnight, and you have to spend the night in the train station in Penagonda till 6 o'clock in the morning. The first bus is around 7 o'clock to Bukkapatnam. That journey is only about 20 miles. And you reach Bukkapatnam around 11 o'clock in the morning. And then you have to cross the river. So you take a bullock cart from the bus stand to the nearest crossing point, which is where now the ghat has been built. I don't know how many of you have been to Puttaparthi recently. There is a ghat which has been built around the banks of Chitravati, and there is a mandir also there. So that was the crossing point for us. That's where the water is at the lowest level. Even then, at that lowest level was above knee. So there was no way for us, me, my brother, and my sister could cross the river. So we used to hop on our father's shoulder, and one sitting this side, one sitting this side. Dad was carrying the bags, mother was carrying the bags. We went along, and on the other side, Swami is laughing at us. We are sweating, we are tired, we are hungry. But as soon as we reached the other side of the bank, Swami used to grab hold of us, or he used to grab hold of the bags. And when he smiles, the whole pain is gone. So we reached the old mandir. The old mandir was a small shed, which is 20 by 20 feet. And there was a small kitchen, maybe 5 feet by 5 feet. And they used to have bhajans. All this is not my personal remembrance, but this is what my parents have told us. And so the men used to cook. I didn't know how the taste of the food was, but it was palatable, I guess. Men used to cook, ladies used to sing the bhajan, and Bhagwan used to watch us kids. Sometimes we used to play in his lap and have fun. And almost every day we used to go to Chitravati dance. There was sand like a beach there, back then. Now it's all construction and all dirt and everything is there. So I used to sit on the sand of Chitravati, and he used to say, "What do you want?" He said, he used to give us laddu from the sand. And my favorite was Rava laddu. He always used to give me Rava laddu. It was hot and nice, and of course, when Swami gives, it's very tasty also. This went on for quite some time. Every Dasara festival, my parents used to go to Puttaparthi, and this was the routine. In 1965, before Shivratri, Swami decided to do the thread ceremony for the brahmacharis. And we had to register, Mr. Kasturi was the person who was to take the names. And there were about 50 brahmacharis who came to get their thread ceremony. Their ceremony is symbolic because that's when you go from your childhood to your student days. You go to the Gurukula back then in the older days. So I was 12 years old and my brother was 10 years old. So my dad made all the preparations, bought all the materials that was needed, the dhoti and shalya and the panchpatra and all these things from Bangalore, and we all went to Puttaparthi. There was a bus arranged, and there were 40 people who were in the bus. Back then there was no transportation also, we had to go in the train. Since there were 40 people, we chartered the whole, my dad chartered the whole bus. We all went there. And there was no accommodation really. We had to sleep underneath the tree or underneath the tamarind. There were tamarind trees back then in front of Prashanti. So we sleep underneath there. And to cook, there was a small tent my dad and mom pitched in back there where the shoe rack is now. And mother and grandmother used to cook for all the 40 people who went in the bus. Because there was no canteen also. No South Indian canteen or no North Indian canteen, no Western canteen. And occasionally Swami used to come and join us for lunch or breakfast. And he used to ask, "Ratnamma, em chesna ee roju?" You see, Ratnamma is my mother's name. He used to come and say, "What did he cook?" So it was really a pleasurable experience with Bhagwan. After Shivratri was over, before that the thread ceremony was taking place, we all were standing in line to receive the dhoti and the panchpatra from Swami for the thread ceremony next day. We had not, my father did not register our names in that list of 50 boys. So Bhagwan is distributing this and he looked at my father and he said, "Chandru, nee koduketta." He said, Chandra is my father's name. He said, "Where are your kids?" And we were standing on the other side watching the whole show. Then my father was very smart. He thought he was very smart. He said, "Swami, we didn't check their horoscope. We didn't tell our relatives that we were going to do the Upanayam." Then Swami looked at him and said, "Bhagavantude ikkada unnadu, neekenduku horoscope anta?" Bhagavan himself is the presiding deity. So why do you need to check the horoscope? Because he has control of all the nakshatras and all the grahas and everything. So what is the point? Then he forced us to join the line. And we had our prayer ceremony and we came back to Bangalore. Every summer, Bhagavan used to come to Whitefield. A Vrindavan. And it was really nice because there were not too many people and we could go and have darshan. He used to give darshan in the morning and in the evening. So before Dad used to start his, my dad is a dentist anyway, he was. And he used to go, we all used to go in the car to Whitefield, have his darshan. And occasionally we had breakfast along with Swami. And we came back to Bangalore. I miss those moments now. But of course I'm having breakfast with all the Sai brothers and sisters, which is excellent. So one occasion, there was a public meeting Bhagwan was addressing in Sheshadipuram, which is part of Bangalore. And after the meeting was over, we didn't go for the meeting because we went for darshan in the morning. And Dad said, you guys stay home. My grandmother and ourselves were staying home. And all of a sudden the doorbell rings. And he said, who's coming at 8:30, 9 o'clock in the night? And we opened the door and Bhagwan is standing there. We had a shock of our life. We didn't know Swami was coming. And he came inside, he went straight to the puja room. Because he knew our house layout. He had come before also. Went to the puja room and he said, Aarti che. So I did the Aarti for him because they forgot to do the Aarti in the public meeting. After his speech, they forgot to do the Aarti there, so he said, you do the Aarti. So we did the Aarti and then he had a little glass of water and then he left. So then later on I asked my father, why you didn't tell us? My father said, Swami said, don't tell anybody. He wanted to surprise. Like this many times, we've been involved with Bhagwan very closely. It doesn't mean that I am a good devotee or a bad devotee. But I'm trying to be a good devotee. My dad had arranged another public meeting in the same Malleshwaram, which is a Bangalore, part of Bangalore. And then again he came to our house. And we had invited about 50 people after the meeting was over for dinner. Bhagwan always has a big entourage of devotees coming with him. And nobody knows how many people are there. So he came and he walked into the kitchen and he asked my mother, Ratnama, the food preparation. So my mother took him to the kitchen. He said, this is the food preparation. And Swami said, there are 50 more people coming for dinner. As always, my mother had the privilege of arguing with him. And she said, how can you do this? 50 people, not only 50 people, there are 100 people that came with him. So she said, I don't have food for 150 people. Swami said, don't worry. He materialized vibhuti, sprinkled it on the food. And literally 150 people ate. 50 people, food was prepared. 150 people ate sumptuously. And we were all very pleased and Swami was happy. So like this, many miracles have been done, not only here, even in Vrindavan also. There was the first Satya Sai organization started. It was called Satya Sai Bhajana Mandali in Malleshwaram. That was the first organization that was started by my dad. And Swami said, you have a conference in Whitefield, in Vrindavan. They again the same story, We had only 50 people, food was prepared, but 150 people ate. Bhagwan can do anything he wants. Somebody asked him, Swami, why don't you cure the hunger in the world? Or why don't you cure the calamity that is going on, the national calamities? Swami said, if I do everything, what is there for you to do? I am giving you an opportunity to be service to the society. So we all have to really think that this calamities or this hunger is there for us to take care of the hungry people. Swami has stood in front of our family like a father. I finished high school, finished college, and then I didn't know whether I was going to go to medical school or dental school, dental college. So we were confused. So we were, as usual, we used to run to Bhagwan. He says, what should I do next? Bhagwan said, you send him to dental college. Next year, you send my brother to medical college. So I was not a great student. So I didn't get medical college seat in government hospital, government medical college, dental college. So I ended up in Manipal dental college. We had to pay a small donation. It was not much back then. And at the end of first year, I didn't really want to stay there because the atmosphere was very chaotic. The students were very rowdies, and there used to be fight every night in the streets. And there's a clash between the Andhra students and the Karnataka students. So it was not a very good atmosphere at that time. So I decided, I came home, I told my dad that I'm not going back to college. As always, my father had a very bad temper. Me also has got a very bad temper. My father had a very bad temper, and I was afraid how I'm going to relate this message to him. So I went to my mother slowly. Mother is always a conduit. Slowly, folks are into going and telling me. Then Dad asked my mother, what does he want to do? My mom said he wants to go to Puttaparthi. So he said, go. He gave 20 rupees in my hand. Back then 20 rupees was a lot of money. So I took the bus, 5 rupees for the bus, went to Puttaparthi all by myself, and slept in the veranda of one of the buildings. And as usual, Swami doesn't see you. He ignores you totally. If you know how, maybe Steve can say, you're on ice. You're really cooled down here. Then you start to think what you did wrong. Anyway, I was there for some time. I decided to spend the summer there. So at that time, there was construction going on. The Prashantilayam Mandir was just a square block. So they did the temple architecture. They put the murtis and the pillars and all these things. So they were getting sand from Chitravati river so that they can mix for the cement and make this, temple architecture. So for about 15 days, I was hired, not for money, just to go haul the sand from Chitravati river to Prashantilayam. So we used to fill the basket of sand in the basket in a cane basket. It is not a regular basket. By the time you put it on your head, you're already showered with sand. And then load it on the tractor, and then tractor is to bring the sand to it. So for about 15 days, I was exhausted. I said, I want to go back. But you literally drained, and it's hot in Puttaparthi also. So anyway, by the end of 15 days, Swami was very kind and very generous, compassionate, like always. Along with the 15, 20 Tibetans, he called up me also for the interview. And he materialized his visiting card. I think we know what I'm talking about. He gave all the Tibetans the visiting card. They were exactly same number as the number of Tibetans were there. And I'm holding my hands like this. I didn't get one. I said, Swami, Undu. So after he talked to all of them, then he came to me and then he said, why are you not going back to college? I told him that this is what's happening there and I am afraid to go back. Then he says, no, you go back. He materialized a ring and put it on my finger and said, now you go back and finish your dental college. I finished the dental college in 73. Then came back, joined with my father and started practicing with him. You know, the old generation and the new generations don't mix together. So me and my father always used to have arguments regarding the patient treatment, but it never ended. So I wanted to go and open another office. My dad said, no, you stay here. Then I said, the only way I can get away from him, my father, was to move to the United States. Now I had a discussion with some of my friends who were already on the way to the United States. So I applied for a graduate program in Canada and United States, got admission in Canada, in States also, in Temple University. But unfortunately, or fortunately, whatever it was, I didn't have the money to come to States to pay the tuition. The tuition fees was quite expensive. Anyway, I waited for immigration and I didn't get immigration also, because that time it was an open immigration policy that you can go and apply for immigration, and if the State Department approves in the US, then you would get immigration. So I applied 3-4 times, and every time you apply it's about 1,500 rupees back then. So anyway, I had to borrow to get the money and apply. Nothing happened. So I was really frustrated. I didn't know what to do. So we went and consulted an astrologer, Nadi reader in Bangalore. So that guy, as soon as I was coming into his room, he said, he described my whole profession. He said, what you do, you're dealing with blood, and you're so and so, and you come to ask me a question that you want to go to abroad. He didn't say United States, he just said you want to go to a foreign country. And he looked at his, they have this nadi leaves, and he said there is no way you are going to go. Forget it. Your life is here, and you will not cross the sill of your father's house. You know, they have this sill in the father's house. So, he said, you will not cross that. You will not go out of this place. So I was really mad at him. I had the recording of the whole thing, but I erased everything. Anyway, then what is the next step? Go to Kodapati. So I told my dad I want to go to Puttaparthi. He said, this time you take your mother with you. So that was nice. And mother and myself went. Fortunately, we knew the whole family very well. You know, they all used to, whenever they came to Vrindavan, they used to make a visit to our house. Ishwarama and Swami's brothers and Swami's sisters. They all came to our house, had a dinner or lunch or something and went back. So we knew all of them. So we went there, and as always, Swami wants to test how strong you are. He made us wait. We spent 10 days there. My father was screaming from Bangalore. He says, how long are you going to stay there? You come home. Then I guess he also knew nothing is going to happen unless Swami says. So at the end of 10 days, he said, Bhagavan was very kind, as always. He called us for an interview. And he said, Em Chesta, what are you going to do? I told him I want to go to America. No chance. He said, impossible. So, as much as adamant he is, I was also adamant. So I told him, nothing doing, Swami, you have to send me. Then my mother explained that there is an argument going on at home every day. I cannot stand it. Finally, he said, at the end of the interview, before the end of the interview, he said, okay, you get married, I'll send you. He also told, you know that you cannot go. He was trying to, tell what the astrologer was telling. The astrologer said, there is no way you are going to go. But Bhagavan said, you know that you cannot go. But I said, I want to go. Finally, we came home to Bangalore, and there was an old friend of my dad who was sitting in the waiting room, and he said, I have a very nice girl for you in Shimoga. We had just landed from Puttaparthi to Bangalore. So my father said, okay, let's go tomorrow and see the girl. And we went and I got married. And here I am, 1977. The first time I applied for visa, I got married in 75. First time I applied for visa in December, I got lucky and I got the immigration. Once you get immigration, you can work anywhere and make some money and then go back to school. So I came here, ended up with my sister's place in New Jersey, and I was working in the dental lab and got admission in Temple University, finished my graduate program, got my license in New York State. So everything, for the first 5 years, it was a bit of a hassle. It was a lot of hang in the neck, a lot of troubles because we didn't have enough money. Money is the key issue everywhere. But anyway, we managed, and we finished. In '83, we moved to Syracuse. I started my own office, dental practice, and we built a building, office building in '87. And we had a Sai Center housed in that office building for 37 years. Of course, in '85, we took Swami's permission to have the Sai Center there, and he blessed it. So we were fortunate to have the Sai Center in Syracuse, where everybody got together and had the satsang. We didn't have to carry Swami's photo from somebody's house to the rented place. It was a real nice group of people we had. And we wanted to be a part of the super specialty hospital being built at Puttaparthi. I didn't know how to go about doing it. So I was making inquiries as to how we can participate in the hospital project. One day, Indulal Shah called and he said, I'm coming to Syracuse. He was already in Connecticut. He said, I'm coming to Syracuse. So we hosted him in our center and he stayed with us. And Indulal Shah said, okay, I'll let you know what we can do. So our family got together, my brother-in-law, myself, my brother, all got together, and we were fortunate that Bhagavan gave us an opportunity to furnish the blood bank equipment. So the following '92 visit to Puttaparthi along with my sister and brother-in-law, because he was also a part of it, we went to Puttaparthi and that time there was no Kulwant Hall, it was open sand all around the front of Prashantali. So we were sitting down there. As always, Swami used to like keeping us on the toes, keeping us waiting. So he said, okay, I'll talk to you tomorrow. I said, okay. So morning darshan came, he gave darshan and he went off to the interview room. took somebody else and went. So always we had kids. My kids were there and my sister's kids were there. And after the first darshan is over, you have at least another 45 minutes, 1 hour gap. And second darshan will come, we'll go off to bhajan. There is no interview. So I told my brother-in-law, and said, you sit down, don't go. He said, no, I eat software. We went to, my mother has an apartment inside. All the kids, wife, everybody ran to home to eat. And Bhagwan came out of the interview room, the first one, and he said, where is his other family? They all went to eat, so went up. So I was boiling inside, you know. If anybody had, if any one of them had crossed my path at that time, I probably would have that furious eyes and the whole thing they would have burned. So I went home and I said, Bhagwan is calling you. You know, it is separated. My brother-in-law is an ayar. So, anyway, Swami came in the evening and he said to her to talk to them in the evening darshan. He gave us a very nice interview and he said, we have a lot of work for you guys. And he came back. Since then, I've been going 3 times a year to Purpati. For Shivratri, for Guru Purnima and Swami's birthday. So my mom used to always complain, every time you go from US to India, you lose 2 weeks of work. And being in a private practice is a loss because you not only lose money by not working, but you have to pay your employees. They don't want to take off without pay. So my mother went and told Swami one time, he's spending too much money. So Swami said, why are you spending so much money? He said, Bhagwan, don't tell me not to come. I want to come, I want to see you. That's all I want. Doesn't matter what money is. So he always accommodated. And one time, from 91 to 98, 92 to 98, we had set some funds for the sewage treatment plant to be done in Puttaparthi. Because in the 85, 90, when the birthday celebrations was going on, the sewage tank was behind in Prashant Nilayam Brown building, and it was overflowing. And it was not a healthy situation. People used to dive in the sewage tank and remove the clogged material. And I saw that and I said, oh my God, this is health hazard. And I told Swami, Swami said, okay. So our family got together wanted to do my brother-in-law was a sewage treatment specialist in Canada. So he designed the plant and we contributed some funds to it. And Kutum Rao was instructed by Swami, you send him a receipt and send him a prasadam also. So we got that and it hit me. I already going high. So I landed in Puttaparthi in 92 and I went and questioned Srinivas. How come my project is not being taken? When you give Swami something, you are not giving it to him, it is his, you are just giving back to him. You should not question why it is not being done. So I learned a very bad lesson. For 5 years I was on ice. But I still used to go to Pudupalli. You sit here, he used to go there. You sit there, he used to come this side. So his walking was a little bit more than compared to before. But anyway, we survived. In 1999, they had planned to build the super specialty hospital in Whitefield. So this time I definitely wanted to push myself into something. It didn't matter how I did it. So I talked to my brother-in-law, I said, okay, we'll do it. So we were sitting in during Guru Purnima time, we were sitting in line. But one came and said, where is your brother-in-law? So our brother-in-law was sitting on the other side, and we come. Swami called us for an interview, and he materialized a diamond ring for my brother-in-law. And I'm holding my hands like this. As always, I am the last one to receive. He bypassed me. He said, it's okay, I have one, it's enough. So, then I asked him permission. I said, can we sit in the veranda? He said, Tappaga. I said, you can sit in the veranda. So previously we used to sit in the general darshan line. Of course, somehow I managed to get some chits and sit in the front, but not in the veranda. Because I knew Jankiram, Swami's brother, well. So we used to do that. So we used to sit in the veranda every day. He used to come and talk to us. Then it was time for us to leave. We were there for a week afterwards. It was time for us to leave. Then Swami asked me, when are you going? So I said, tomorrow. I said, okay. That's it. Bhajan started next day in the morning. And he didn't ask me anything. He didn't talk to us. Usually every day he used to talk to us in the darshan line. He didn't see us at all. He just went inside the interview room, finished the interview, went to the bhajan. And said, okay, we can go. So we were the arati was about to start. He stopped the arati, and he came outside, and then he called us both. And then he said, he could have started his call. He realized another diamond ring, he put it on my hand, and then he told both of us, there is a lot of work for you three guys, my brother, myself, and my brother-in-law, in the Sai Medical Care Mission. Currently, my brother is the orthopedic surgeon and he is the director for Whitefield Hospital. I don't know if you call it an opportunity or not, but he was instrument in doing surgery on Swami. The other day we had a workshop here, I was calling an instrument. What is an instrument? How you can be an instrument? So the normal practice for my brother was, when the patient comes, he's wheeled into the operating room. He used to tell the patient, say Sai Ram. And the anesthetist used to come, put the mask on his face, and the patient used to go to sleep, and he used to finish the surgery. So Bhagwan was on the table. Then he's telling Bhagwan, say Sai Ram. So Swami looked at him. This is my brother's narration. I was not there. Swami looked at him, materialized Vibhuti, and said, you do your job. So he was put to sleep, he finished the surgery. And later on, when he was recovering, my brother stayed with him in Vrindavan for almost 3 months during the recovery period. My brother asked Bhagwan, Swami, why me? Bhagwan said, Nadi Nidi Sambandham Pichada. Means I have to develop a relationship between me and you and your family. So that is becoming a real instrument. So anyway, 2001, the hospital opened in year 2000. We asked Bhagwan if we want to do something for the hospital. He said, "No, Chesko, Yemana Chesko, do whatever you want to do, talk to the trust people." We did it, and he told Bhagavan told us that we will do the thread ceremony for your sons, 2 boys and my sister's boy. And then he fixed the date also in Whitefield. They had the Upanayam and the thread ceremony. Bhagavan was kind enough to materialize the Janevu, or you call it Janwara. And he put it on them, chanted the Gayatri, and explained the significance of Upanayam or thread ceremony to the boys. And he spent a whole 2 hours in the interview room with us. And my mother was there. And he materialized, as always, a nice watch for me and my brother-in-law. And he said, "I'll give you Rolex next time." And we were happy with whatever he was doing. We didn't need, but you can't argue with Swami, "I don't want." And my brother-in-law said, "Thank you, Swami." Swami looked at him and said, "You don't thank for family. I am family. So be happy." And again he said, "You have a lot of work to do with the Satyasai medical mission." So we were really wondering what we've been doing it, whatever we've been doing, we've been doing. But we wanted to do more, So one day I asked him, "Swami, I want to come back to Puttaparthi." Swami said, "Neither double levu, akade undu. You make enough money and then come." Swami said, "You don't have enough money you don't want to come here and struggle again. Then you work for a job, you are paying payment and all this stuff." He said, "You don't want that. You make money, and Swami will tell you when." So we didn't have a retirement plan at all, because we had 3 kids going into college at one time, and it's a lot of resources that we had to spare. So after the kids finished their college, we started our retirement plan and just had enough. And we wanted to go. Swami said, wait. Unfortunately for us, Swami left his body in 2011, and I didn't get a verbal chance, or a physical communication with him saying that I can go or not go. But I took a chance. In 2015, we decided to pack up, retired from the active practice, financial gain, and went back to Puttaparthi. My mother was still alive then. And we stayed with her for about 6-7 months, and then she passed away, then we moved to Puttaparthi. Since then, we've been actively involved. I have been actively involved in the general hospital, the dental department, and trying to build up the dental department and the general hospital. 2006, we had permission from Bhagavan to add an addition to the general hospital. The general hospital was very small then, and patients were more than what they could handle. So we got his permission to build the general hospital, another addition. So I showed him the plans, and Bhagavan said, very happy to it. And I left, came back to US. And I didn't know that Swami had already planned for next following week to do the Bhumi Puja. They had drawn up, they got the architect to draw up their own plans, and Swami was ready to do the Bhumi Puja the following week, but by then I had left. But for some reason it got stalled. There was a gentleman who came from Gujarat and said he was the medical council president. He was fighting for it. It was in the court. He came to the trust and said, "I'll give you permission to do the medical college," and all these things. But it didn't happen. In 2011, Bhagavan left his body, and we were wondering what's happening, how can we get the hospital going. I think around 2012, so Mr. V. Srinivasan from Chennai, who was a trustee, came to New York and addressed a gathering there. And he said, we are looking to expand the general hospital in Puttaparthi. And I said, I got a chance now, because the door is opening to them. After his talk, then I went to him and talked to him, and I said, we want to do that, and give us permission. Then he said, you are coming to Swami's birthday, we'll talk there. I said, okay. We had a group of friends here who were ready to participate. So when I went for birthday celebrations, talked to him, then he gave us permission. Finally, we dug ground in 2013, and we finished in 2016. And we had the inauguration of the new building in 2016, October. We added about, I shouldn't say the devotees together. The total square footage was about 40,000 square feet was added. And the new wing of the hospital is in full function. Have you seen it? So we have outpatient for all the specialties, general medicine, the new wings, and the old building, they have pediatrics and OBGYN. So that was a big achievement for all our group of friends. It was a great service that we thought we'd do. So the patients were around 1,600 per day, could be accommodated easily in the new wing as well as the old wing. When I started actively working in General Hospital, the number of patients was 800 per day. But as things went on, it reached 1,600 per day. Now since the COVID came and went, hopefully it doesn't come back again. Let's all pray for it. We don't want to have COVID anymore. The number has come down. Plus, there are also a lot of private clinics outside. And the government also has a free healthcare system that they can go anywhere they want. But it is still a burden on the trust, Central Trust. Central Trust spends almost 70 crores for healthcare per year, and about 35-40 crores for the university, for the free education of the kids. And there's another 10-15 crores that they have to spend for the maintenance of the ashram. None of the trustees are paid. All the travel arrangements and everything is done by themselves. Ratnakar is not paid, or any of the other trustees are not paid. They're pro bono free. They're providing services. There's a lot of confusion going on in people's mind. I've been talking to people, and people say, should I have joined SSIO or Global Council? This is a controversial subject. Should this have happened? I don't know if this should have happened. Only Swami can answer those questions. But as to whether you should join SSIO or Global Council, I don't think it matters much. Your connection is with Bhagavan. Swami has always said, connection is between me and you, not with anybody else. An organization is there to facilitate your participation. So wherever you are, it's up to you. But I don't think we should discuss it. Because a lot of people say, oh, that fellow did this fellow did this. I said, let's stop pointing fingers. Who did what? I think we should concentrate on our own. You're here, you're with Bhagavan, whether you're in Los Angeles or here or Mudenali, it doesn't matter. There will be many more famous eyes propping up in Karnataka, because everybody is claiming I am Prema Sai. How do you No, when time comes, when there is a call, you get a call. Like Bhagavan and Shirdi Sai Baba, they were confusing. So Swami called people, so the people went there on their own. Either the Swami propagated them through dreams or some experience or something like that. So when Premasai comes, real Premasai comes, there will be a call. So why worry about it now? That's what I would suggest devotees, to just stick to you and Bhagavan and develop ourselves. 1989, my brother made a visit to US. He did a 2 months course on arthroscopic surgery, and he stayed with us in Syracuse. He and his wife both came, and I used to drive him every morning to the hospital so that he can take his course. And in 1990 he went back, and his wife fell sick. She had a rheumatic heart. She had the valve replacement done when she was 14, 15 years of age. And it was a mechanical valve. It was done in Chennai, the railway hospital. So her heart was failing, literally failing. And my brother took her to Chennai again to see the doctor. The doctor said she needs a new heart. This was in 1990. I don't know if 1990 India had capabilities of doing a heart transplant. So I was trying to make all the arrangements in Rochester for her to get it done. So they went to Chennai and he stayed with one of his friends. And in the night, when they were resting, sleeping, Swami comes in her dream and says, "You come here to Whitefield." So, invariably, she's not that kind of, I don't know whether we can compare devotees together, but she was okay. Didn't object to what my brother did or what I did. She was a part of the Bal Vikas Guru also. Anyway, they landed back in Bangalore, and to talk to Swami is very difficult in Vrindavan. And we were sitting outside. Outside means not in the veranda or anything like that. Anyway, Swami came straight to him and told him, "Don't worry, I'll take care of it." So my brother said, "How?" He didn't know what the procedure was, he didn't know what to do. Finally, he told, "Venugopal is coming from Delhi. You know Venugopal is a cardiac surgeon in All India Institute of Medical Sciences. Then we will have her checked out in the hospital." So Venugopal checked her and told Swami, she needs a new heart. So as always, Swami scolds the surgeons. He said, "You guys always have a knife in your hand when you want ready to cut." Swami said, "Chana manchidile." Very happy. Anyway, Swami materialized a lingam for her and told her, "You do abhishekam every day and you drink the tirtha." My sister-in-law could not walk from her bedroom to the attached bathroom without having to stop in the middle to sit down and take a rest because she was short of breath. So after taking the tirtham every day, she improved a little bit. She had a pharmacy in her house. All the medicines were available in her house. So slowly, a couple of months later, she was able to walk a little bit more. Finally, she was able to walk more than a kilometer a day. So during the last interview with Bhagavan, when he introduced Venugopal, Swami said, you come to Whitefield, Venugopal will come there again for Swami's birthday, and then we will check there also. So very happy. No, birthday came. This first interview was somewhere in April. Bhavan is in Vrindavan. Birthday came. Brother went. Swami called him and said, go and see Venugopal in the hospital, super hospital. Venugopal checked her and he said, I don't know, sir, what happened. Everything looks not normal. Everything looks okay. I don't think she needs any surgery now. You just wait. Her daughter was only about 12 years old then. She was studying in Swami's school. And every time my brother used to go, said, "Eppudu pendi chestavu? When are you getting your daughter married?" She's only 12 years old. How can you be? Only the pendi chestavu, get her married quickly. So it went on like this. She finished her med school. She finished her graduate program in ophthalmology. And she started working in Ravi Medical College in Bangalore. Then she got married in 2007, I think, 2007-8. And her mother passed away after 4 days. There's a 20-year gap between the first incidents and the last incidents. Swami just extended her life. If she would have gone back then 20 years ago, girl would be left alone. So people ask, one of my colleagues, our friends in Syracuse, her husband also passed away from cancer. So he went to Puttaparthi. Swami gave him an interview, and they're from Delhi. He gave him an interview, materialized Swami's pendant and put it on his neck. He said, "Tere ko dusra janam diya hai." But 4 years, 5 years later, he passed away. See, when first time he went, he was not eligible for insurance, life insurance. He was not eligible for workplace insurance also. But when the doctor cleared him after the first visit, doctor cleared him of cancer cure, then he got insurance. Otherwise, if he had gone back then the lady is left alone without money. No insurance, and there's a house payment, a car payment, and all these things. So 5-6 years he managed his financial affairs. And his wife was okay now. She's okay now. Otherwise she would be in a terrible state. So I explained to her about my brother and his wife. And she understood. Otherwise she would be cursing Swami. She was cursing Swami actually back then. So Swami doesn't... whatever reason, he just extends the life. And if he thinks it is necessary, he will extend it more. But he felt that period of life was enough for her to complete her karma. How much time we have? 4 minutes. In 1966, that's when Swami actively started serving the society. They had a first eye camp by Dr. Modi. Dr. Modi is hailed from Karnataka, North Karnataka. He was an eye surgeon, and he used to operate free of cost through Lions Club, different places. He used to come with his own team, the anesthetists, the nurses, and the whole team, about 30, 40 people. And they used to do about whatever, 200, 300 to 400 patients, cataract surgeries. And they used to move forward. So it so happened my dad arranged for Dr. Modi to come to Puttaparthi and, with Swami's permission, have the camp there. I was fortunate enough to volunteer at the camp. And he did about 70 to 80 patients a day for the eye surgery. And a lot of people got sight during this period of time. So 1 week was over, and he called Dr. Modi for an interview. And I was fortunate to go with the group. Swami materialized a watch with a chain, not a strap. The watch looked like an eyeball. He put it on his chain, on his neck. And Swami said, you always wash your hands, the water will spoil your watch. So he put it on your neck. Put it on his neck. Modi was not a great believer in Bhagwan, but he admired Swami's works. So Modi left Puttaparthi, went on his usual work. And we met him in the Poconos retreat in, I think, 84, 85. We had a combined retreat there. My dad was with me there. So we met him there. My dad also came for the retreat. He had come from India, so we dragged him home. So we met him there in the retreat. My dad and he are good friends. So Modi said, I have to, he gave a speech also. You're one of the speakers in the retreat. He mentioned this whole thing. And then he added to what I have already told you, that he visited Switzerland. A few years later, Bhagwan had given him that watch. And the Swiss people have their own individual watchmakers. They are not, it's not like an HMD watch or a mass production. So he looked for this watchmaker who made this watch. He went to this watchmaker. They're all individuals, and there are no employees or anything like that. He said, I remember selling this watch. This short person came with the curly hair. He bought it and disappeared within seconds. He even remembered, he said he forgot to take the receipt. He showed the receipt also. That same day that he was given the watch. Swami has mentioned this many times, that he can travel space and he can do anything he wants. But he uses you as a conduit. So that was something that was shocking to all of us. Not shocking, it was kind of a surprise to all of us that this is what happened. So this is Bhagwan. So we should try to develop our own individual selves and individual spirituality. I think in here, I have one last bhajan.
We still have time there.
Know that the Lord is sweetness itself. Know that the Lord is sweetness itself. Everything is a sign of His grace. He is the nearest, He is the dearest. Born in the world as Sri Satya Sai. Hold on to Him as close as you can. Hold on to Him as close as you can. Knowing Him as an intimate friend. Knowing Him as an intimate friend. Know that the Lord is sweetness itself. Jai Sai.
Om Sri Sai Ram. Sai Ram. Thank you, Dr. Ravi, for taking us down the memory lane in 40s, 50s, 60s, 70s, 80s, 90s, even after 2016, the project of the General Hospital. Beautiful journey, of course. Chitravati River crossing that we Chitravati River crossing that we mentioned in the beginning of on Saturday when we talked about this our campsite retreat site as our mini Prashanti. I'm happy to mention also that we said in the beginning that this retreat is for our spiritual adventure, no physical adventure, of course. And there was water, and there were those trees and wooded areas. We said, stay away from them as you can. And I'm happy to say that we have a disaster response team here. Rajan Kyle Bhai used to be chairman, and he didn't have to come in to rescue anyone. We had few devotees who had sleep here, but with Swami's infinite grace, nobody really had any injuries. And the whole retreat, with Swami's grace, touch wood, has been perfect. Everybody is spiritually elevated, spiritually elated, physically fine, physically safe, and retreat has been such a elevating experience with Swami's grace, and with everybody's dedication, everybody's commitment, everybody's 100% involvement, 100% participation, that it's really a blessing to be part of such an event. Our deepest gratitude we would like to offer to all, of course, our dear Bhagwan, for giving us such an experience over the last 3 days. We would, of course, also like to offer our gratitude to all the Bhagwans who have given Bhagwans for us, all those volunteers who have been tirelessly working over the last several months, specifically last several days. I would like to mention specific teams. I would like to mention specific teams without really taking any names, because you know who you are, Bhagwan knows who you are, and everybody's involvement has been 100%, in fact more than 100%. But we would like to mention the teams here. Registration team, accommodation office team, I should say. their work long time ago, along with the web development team who developed the retreat website, well in time for our devotees to access and devotees to get the information in due time so that they could register, they could plan well in time. Of course, along with them, the retreat planning team, which involved many volunteers, many center officers, working over so many weeks, meeting almost every week, once, twice, planning, many times coming here to the retreat site to see the site, to plan. The involvement was such an overwhelming experience to personally me, to our regional team. So retreat planning team, web development team, registration team, kudos to all of you. All the service volunteers, the help desk team, the service desk team, parking team, the car parking team, there were always questions about how many cars coming, whether there is enough parking space, whether we'll require access parking, all that planning, okay, and then how to do the parking of the cars, all that was done seamlessly. I mean, so many cars came, so many cars went. Even in the last minute, okay, yesterday, day before, we've been making the announcements. I've been just making the announcement. Everything was planned by them. What to do, where to park the cars, how to pick up the luggage, etc. So parking team, as well as the transportation team, bringing all the volunteers and the devotees, speakers, luggage management, so meticulously planned by all these teams. Again, it's just an experience for us to learn, for me to learn. Okay. Cannot forget the sanitation team. You go to any place of the cabin as well as volunteer in the bathrooms, everything was spick and span. Okay, wherever I went, it was all taken care of. So cannot forget them at all. Our Sattvic food preparation team. Dining team. Everything was offered with so much love, with so much motherly feeling by all the Annapurnas there. We could just enjoy. Okay? And we were just there again, the nourishment, the physical nourishment was actually becoming a spiritual nourishment because the food was so tasty as well as sattvic. Okay, as we said, everything that we eat was sattvic. Pakodas, can't forget them. Chaat, all ice creams, everything that you can name was tasty, delicious, fantastic. Our audiovisual team, web streaming team, photo, video team. I mean, these memories are forever. They last of course, in memory. But sometimes we feel like going and checking them through our senses, through our eyes. We want to go back and check, how things were. We have the videos for others who could not participate. They're already up on the team. I'm on the, I would believe, YouTube. They're already streamed. They will be, if they are not there, they will be coming up there. As well as all the pictures of many events, many very significant programs that happened, Nagar Sankirtan, Suprabhatam, all of that is captured and so many volunteers doing all of these things everywhere. They were ensuring that no movement is left without being captured in either video or photo. So all of them definitely deserve the kudos, because who knows, after 100 years, 200 years, these pictures are going to become memories, just like we are saying of Shirdi Sai Baba's picture these days. One picture we see Shirdi Sai Baba's and we feel we are almost there. Okay, and how that will be down the lane. Because just imagine if there was a live picture that was actually there of our Krishna, Lord Krishna or Lord Rama. Now there are imaginary pictures. But if there was a live picture, unless of course Swami has brought you those pictures, those who have been very blessed to see those items. But now these memories are going to last for that many thousands and probably years, centuries. And so this, our photography team, our video team, web streaming team, all of them, they have done that work, that seva for our future generations. Altar team, no need to say anything. Just look here. Look at the Swami's room. Our altar team was so magical, right? When you come at 4:30, there is this altar here. You come at 5:15, it's already converted into a different altogether, for the musicians to perform. The whole altar is removed in 45 minutes. Next day back again it is there. This is like Aladdin's magic. I mean, how they can do it? Such a beautiful altar. You just make it disappear in 45 minutes. You go in there and enjoying your pakodas. Okay? And you come back here and the whole thing is changed. I mean, we didn't even think about it. Who did this? All these magicians of Swami's magicians, all the altar team, and the Swami's room team again. They are also, over the last 5 days, they've been coming here and they've been preparing this. So, of course, we cannot forget them. Unforgettable experience. Okay. There is Victor's cleaning team. Some of these volunteers, you didn't even see them. They came, they cleaned, they left. As they came, they saw, they conquered, whatever that an historical saying is there. Right? They came, they cleaned, they left, nobody saw them, but you only found that everything was clean everywhere. Okay. So we should recognize Victor and his team. We also would like to very, very highly mention about the cooperation that we got from the owners or the camp management, camp maintenance team. And Max is here. Yes. Representative of the camp management, Max, is in charge of the maintenance. Whatever issues you had, too much of hot water, no hot water, lack of lights, too much lights, everything that ever you want, Max was the problem solver. He ensured that everybody has a very safe, everybody has a very pleasant stay in cabins, outside the cabins, campfire, everything ready. All that was done by Max. We of course cannot forget our guest speakers, who all three of them who are in person here, as well as our Chakravarti sir and Akshay, who very kindly gave shared their experiences. Many of you came from across the continent. I mean, one of you came from across the continent, as well as Dr. Ravi, in fact, came from the continent. And you gave us your life stories, you shared your wisdom and enriched us. So, Venkat, can you please, as a token of our appreciation, can you please give this token?
I just wanted to say a few words. It's been such a pleasure and an honor to have you all here at our camp. You guys have been such a great group. You've been so respectful of our space, our equipment, our kitchen, everything. Camp is beautiful. It's been such a joy seeing you all have such a great time. Listening in on what speeches I've heard, your singing, your music, it's all beautiful. And from me, from Jay, the director and owner, and our maintenance team, we just want to say thank you for being so respectful. And it's been such a pleasure hosting you all, and we hope to see you next year too.
We would also like to acknowledge all the help that we received from the SSSG support team, including gurus, parents, as well as many of you. We'd like to again acknowledge all the talented musicians, singers, all of those who presented such an enriching program to us. We didn't want to miss you. There are many unsung heroes, but Baba knows who you all are. So please, after this, we are all packing and going home. Drive safely. See you next time. Sai Ram.